This gelding I'm continuing on 2016 Nevada Wild Horse Range. I'm tip training. He's starting to get a little bit more comfortable with people. He's a pretty reactive horse. I've picked up his backs previously, but starting a new day, I always start with the rope, and in a little bit you'll see how I kind of like loop it around to actually get his foot. So I always practice bringing the foot up with the rope, because I'd rather him kick at that than at my hand. And I bring the foot to me, so you'll see me lean down in a little bit and bring the foot to me, and then I'll reach down and touch it. I don't ever go to them in the very beginning. And I'm not asking for much. I'm just holding pressure. As soon as he picks it up, I release it. And you can, I am trying to pick it up. He is so stiff. And I'm not worried too much about asking him to be light. I just want him to get used to me touching his back feet and picking him up. So I go very slow. I do not want to get kicked by any of these horses that I tip train. So I try and go really slow. And since I know he's a little bit more reactive, the lighter pink rope is the lead rope. So in the next video, you'll see how his nose is tipped in. But I hold on to that in case he does want to react. Hopefully I have his nose tipped in enough where he can't really swing his butt to me. So this is his other side, his right side. He is so on edge and just tense with. Right here, I'm trying to get him to lower his head, and yes, he lowers his head, but he's not comfortable with it. He's not relaxed whatsoever. So I'll just continue trying to do that, trying to get him to lower his head, relax a little bit, touch him all over. This leg, when I first started trying to pick up his back legs, he definitely freaked out and kicked. So I'm going to go extra slow, make sure that I really touch all over. Like you can see that I make it a point to touch his stifle and touch right by his flank and really move all over, because I want to make sure that he's comfortable with me touching up higher before I go down lower. You never want to just reach down and pick it up, because you will scare them and they will kick you. So I pick up my other rope now and I'm just swinging it. It got caught on his hock right there. So I was debating on just reaching around and grabbing it. I've done it that way before, where I just crouch down and grab it on the inside. He was just particularly on edge this day, so I did not quite feel comfortable doing that. So I end up flipping it around. His leg is kind of cocked forward, so I hook it right here around his leg and I grab it with my right foot and slide it forward. If you guys do this, don't ever just reach right there, because if they are athletic enough, they will kick their leg forward and kick you. Working with ropes can be very great, but you can do some stupid things and get yourself in trouble if you just don't think. So with the rope, or with my foot, I brought the rope farther away. I had my head cocked away from him a little bit and made sure he was paying attention and looking at me so I didn't surprise him. And so with this, I have it up high above his hock, and I'm just pulling on it. I'm just seeing what's going to set him off. I'm trying to get a reaction out of him, because I I need some sort of reaction to start somewhere. And I mean, if he doesn't want to freak out, that's great. I love that. I just want to make sure that I can move that rope all around. I'm trying to get it like up in his groin area and really touching everything so he can feel the rope and gets a lot more comfortable with it. He ends up moving out of frame. So I took the video off because he'll swing his butt around here in a second and move off frame, and then you just couldn't see anything. But I did the same thing with the other leg that I did in this one. So you didn't really miss much because the other one was an up-close video. This is the next day, and I'm just showing how I approach him. If I just walk right up and try and touch him, he won't freak out, but he'll move away from me. He's still not very comfortable with humans approaching him yet, so just going to use the approach and retreat method. And if he doesn't end up running off in this video, but if he were to run off, with the more reactive horses, I don't necessarily like chasing them or making them move and having them turn into me. I just feel like cutting them off and not giving them anywhere to go, cutting them off, and then as soon as they look at me, give me two eyes, back away and release the pressure. I feel like that method works a lot better with the more reactive Mustangs. At least I've been able to get the job done and get them haltered a little bit easier than just making them run and run. When you hype them up with the more reactive Mustangs, they just stay hyped up. They don't stop and use the thinking side of their brain. So this is actually the first time he's taken any treats or hay from my hand. And you can see he grabs it and just holds it there. But he does end up eating it. So I was actually really excited about that. And I was trying not to make a big deal because I didn't want to make him any more nervous. But I was so excited he finally took treats from my hand. This is the first time I'm trying to ask him to pick up his legs outside of the round pen. And he's leaning so hard on me right there. Don't want to make any sudden movements. Don't want to make him nervous. So I'm just trying to hold steady pressure. Picking up the back legs, I just want to take it really slow. He got nervous when I pushed his hind end over, and then because he got a little nervous, I just kept pushing on him a little bit till he kind of got used to it. Eventually I'll go into the lesson with asking him to move his hind end over, but not what I was wanting to focus on today, so not a lesson I wanted to get into. I just want to get him more comfortable with me touching and lifting up his back legs. So I'll hold it a little bit. It's kind of a bad angle, but you can see with my right hand I'm petting up and down, and then I set it down and give him a big release as a reward.